Wa- Warm welcome to everyone again, and thanks for joining this session. My name is Chandhu, and I am a trainer for this Oracle Cloud Financials application. And to give a brief introduction about myself, I have 10 plus years of experience in this Oracle domain. I started off my career with an accountant's job, and later on got an opportunity to explore my career further with Oracle in the Oracle domain. So since then, it has been around 10 plus years now. I have been working uh, in this particular industry and as a functional consultant, and day in and day out have experience working with many organizations, and even today I'm working and regularly in touch with the industry practices and all the industry related activities. So that is a brief introduction about myself. In the so with that, I would like to deep dive into our session for today, the demonstration session. I'm audible to everyone, I hope.
Yes, Chandhu, you can hear.
Okay, thank you. All right. So our agenda for today's session is basically, even though everyone has an understanding into ERP, we still will be having a basic walk around on the concept of an ERP in general. Then we will understand, then we will move on to understand the Oracle Fusion applications evolution, okay, the entire journey. Then what exactly are the Fusion applications all about? Then we will understand certain models of deployment, okay, the on-premise versus cloud. What are the deployment options within that? Okay, and then certain future Fusion environment releases that we are on. Okay, the application framework, and finally, the modules that are covered as part of this course. This would be our agenda for today. So everyone is well aware of what an ERP is, because in today's business world, this is what is our backbone, I can say, right? We all can say this is our backbone, based on which we are basically working day in and day out for our handling our business processes. So it is a very known term. Still, ERP is an acronym basically that stands for what? This stands for the Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay, so enterprise resource planning. So basically, all businesses we see today have many departments, many functions, right? So they are actually working on many levels. Okay, so in order to be able to manage all these business processes effectively and efficiently, we need something, okay, where or some mechanism where we can rely on and manage all these processes. So that is where ERP softwares, okay, as it is an integral part, softwares are an integral part of every one of our lives these days, right? So that is where, from a business process management perspective, from a business perspective, ERP is something that manages and all the various departments, all the various functions, okay, that are carried out in the business. To effectively manage those, we use ERP. So basically, as you can see in the pictorial representation, it is what ERP. There are ERP softwares which help us in financial maintaining, managing financial activities, data related to the financial activities. Similarly, production, inventory, services, human resource, right, manufacturing, purchasing, then customer relationship management, sales. All these are the different functions and departments which are in the business, and ERP helps us. Okay, ERP softwares have been designed for all these, catering to all these business processes and departments, and they're which in turn helps efficiently handling the business processes. Okay, there are many players in the market who are basically giving these ERP softwares, who are basically developing ERP softwares, and also who are providing the services related to the ERP. So many of them might be known to you, many of them might not be, because they might be into, or they might be into certain niche products. Okay, so big names that you can see or that you might be aware is generally SAP, Oracle, right? Sage. These are all the big names that you might be aware of. Salesforce. Okay, but there are also very niche players, okay, who are actually into the ERP space, catering to very specific business processes. But then there are other giants as well who are actually giving an end-to-end solution for the business process management. Okay. Now, understanding what an Oracle Fusion is. Okay, so basically, Oracle Fusion, what does the word fusion suggest? It is what? A mix and match, right? A mix and match of various things fused together, okay, to come out or to bring about as a product, right? So Oracle Fusion is something basically that is, again, the the name has been adopted because of the various characteristics based on which it has been developed over the years. Okay, so as you all are aware, it is a few decades back that the practice or that the use of ERP started, and since then it has come a very long way. And there are many players in the in the market who are providing what ERP services, who have their own ERPs, which have been developed over a period of time, right? Over a period of time by adopting to the ever-changing business practices, the business requirements. So Oracle Fusion is also one among them, or one among those leading players who started off, okay, in the early 90s, when basically they came off with the ERP. Okay, though it was not Fusion, but yet there was an ERP that they started off with. So it is, this Oracle is very old player. Okay, and then over the years of time, they have developed Oracle Fusion applications by building it on various platforms. Okay, so you can see here, built on open standards based platforms. So these are, you can say, some of the tools based on which they have been developed, on which they have been developed. Okay, so these are all the technologies that they have either they have built up their own, or they have adopted from the market to enhance the applications. Now, again, as I mentioned, each of the applications or ERPs are basically developed for what? To catering to the business processes, right? For managing the business processes. So that is where Oracle Fusion applications, okay, has also been built on the best processes and the best practices in the market. Okay, so so basically, there were many leading players, few decades back, who actually catered to very specific niche, processes or niche departments, as you can say in a very layman terms. So Oracle e-business suite. Okay, this was the ERP suite in the initial years, or in the initial stages when Oracle started with the ERP. So it was quite popular for what? Quite popular for financial applications. Okay, for financial and accounting applications, basically. Okay, then there was PeopleSoft. So PeopleSoft was basically into a key player that was providing the application ERP application services for human resource. So they were experts in their area of human resource process management. Okay, it's like JD Edwards. JD Edwards was again in financials as well as supply chain, with procurement and all those applications which catered to the supply chain business process. Okay, Siebel. Siebel was something which was into the customer relationship management. So basically, you can see over a period of time, Oracle Fusion. Okay, what Oracle did is Oracle acquired these key, or these key market players. Okay, who were experts in their respective, in catering to the respective, business processes. So over a period of time, they adopted them. They adopted their best practices. Okay, they adopted the best application features. Okay, that were there in those ERP softwares, and then clubbed them together, or you can say fused them together to come up with the Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, now also, if you see, there is one more thing that is deployed through a selection of options. So basically, in the earlier initial stages, when everything was on premise. Okay, like on premise means basically the data centers and everything, was there at the client place. The applications used to be installed at the client data centers. right? And then today, around last, you can say around the last decade, over the last decade, the cloud, thing has come up. Okay, where everything is maintained on a server and at one location, maybe at the particularly you can say at the location of a person who is providing these ERP services. So it is all the cloud model right now. So Oracle, over the years of time, it has built these on public cloud as well as private cloud as on-premise. Okay, so they have adopted all these deployment models, and they have come up with the Oracle Cloud Fusion as we see it today. Okay. Now, Oracle Fusion applications. So, in a very layman terms, what we can say is Oracle Fusion applications are a suite of applications. Okay, suite of applications, as in uh, many applications brought together. Okay, built on Oracle Cloud that include cloud-based application for enterprise resource planning, enterprise performance management, supply chain management, manufacturing, human capital management, customers experience, then integrated with business intelligence applications. So the list goes on. Okay, so that is where you can say Oracle. That is what the basic understanding you can have about Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, now we discuss something on the deployment aspects, right? So we will understand uh, what this deployment aspect is all about in the coming slides. Okay, so just to brief on the journey that Oracle ERP has taken. So you can see here, this is what over the years of time Oracle had its own ERP that was eBusiness Suite. Then PeopleSoft was acquired, JD Edwards was acquired. Okay, similarly Siebel was acquired. Even in the currently you can see NetSuite is something which Oracle has acquired. Okay, so in order to stay ahead, okay, or be ahead in the competitive market, Oracle has always adopted a strategy. Okay, this was the key strategy because of which they have grown so much. Okay, that is basically adopting, okay, or acquiring the key players in the market, adopting their features, their application, key aspects or key features, and integrating them, okay, or fusing them together to under the main umbrella that is the Fusion applications. Okay, so they have over a years of time, not only this. So if you see Hyperion reporting, Hyperion is a tool which is a very effective reporting tool. Okay, from a financial data management perspective, financial reporting perspective. So that is also something which they have they have acquired, and over the years of time integrated in the ERP. Okay, so that is how you can see, or that this is how in a very short slide you can understand the evolution or the path which Oracle has taken to come up with today's Oracle Fusion applications. All right. Now, to understand the deployment, I was talking about this deployed through selection options, right? So this is something which we will understand now. So on-premise versus cloud. So Oracle ERP or ERP applications basically, earlier they were deployed with on this on-premise model. Okay, and then today we see, or since last 1 decade or so, we can see it is deployed on a cloud model or a cloud platform. Okay, now it is key to understand what is the difference between on-premise and what is the difference between cloud applications. Okay, so how can we access Fusion? So that is the first question, okay, that we can ask as a layman. Okay, so there were two options. Okay, one is the on-premise model, and then there is a cloud model. Okay, now to understand the main difference between these two, okay, we need to just ask a question: who maintains it? To on a very layman terms, we are understanding this, okay. But the technicalities, if you look at, there are a lot of technicalities. But for a layman, this is quite enough. Asking these questions would be quite enough to understand the on-premise difference between an on-premise and cloud. So who maintains it? Okay, who maintains it? So basically, my company, that means the company who is purchasing the licenses, or is it Oracle? Okay, so basically, on-premise model was such a model where the companies, who are purchasing the ERP applications as well as the other ERP related the infrastructure. Basically, they were maintained by what? Maintained by the company itself. Okay, the client, you can say, for Oracle, it was maintained at the client place. Okay, in cloud model, it is basically maintained. Everything is maintained by Oracle itself. Okay, in the cloud model. Okay, so everything like the database, basically the servers, the networking, everything is basically maintained by Oracle in the cloud model. But in on-premise model, everything data center had to be installed by by the client. They had to have their own servers. They have to have their own applications installed on their machines. All those activities had to be done as part of the on-premise model. Okay, so which is very opposite to what is there in the cloud model. Now, there is a question when it comes to the application side. Okay, do we need application alone? Okay, or so basically, this was the other question in case of what? In case of the cloud model. Okay, in case of the on-premise model, what it would be? Does your company have the cloud data center? Okay, so these are the questions at the next level. So in this case, on an on-premise model, basically, their cloud data center had to be there. In that case, what they would say, no, like to use Oracle data center. If they don't have their own cloud data center where the Oracle applications can be hosted, then in that case, they would go for cloud data center. But still, in that case also, the Fusion applications had to be installed in the on the infrastructure or the data center of the company. Okay, so that was all about the on-premise. But now in case of Oracle Cloud, okay, what is it? The question that they would ask, any business that is purchasing the license would ask, do we need the application alone? So yes, if we need the application alone, then buy SaaS application from Oracle. Now we will understand in the coming slides what is meant by SaaS. Okay, now they say that no, just not the applications. We want something where we can create where we can create our own applications or our own pages and all those things, custom developments, basically what I'm talking about. Okay, so apart from the Oracle applications, then in that case they would have to buy what? Buy SaaS and PaaS. So these are the two platforms that they would have to buy, okay, from Oracle in order to satisfy or cater to their requirements. Okay, so basically this is the licensing is a bit different. The deployment model is a bit different from what was there in case of on-premise. Okay, now to understand what SaaS is, okay, what PaaS is, and what IaaS is. Okay, so these are again what on Oracle Cloud deployment models. Okay, we see on-premise. On-premise was all about application, data, okay, the data servers, okay, the data centers, runtime, middlewares, operating systems, servers, storage, networking, all these was on the client place. So the word itself says on-premise. On-premise of what? On-premise of the customer or the client. Okay, so everything had to be managed by the customer. But in case of cloud, okay, these are the options, deployment options. So first is the SaaS, so software as a service. Okay, software as a service means all the application that Oracle provides as part of their ERP or EPM applications, okay, basically would be under software as a service. Okay, all of them are categorized as software as a service. Okay, so these are the softwares which are developed by Oracle, and then which in turn for the licenses for which are procured by the business who wants to use these applications. So in case of software as a service, okay, the application, so you see this orange, okay, orange and blue. So orange and blue means you manage, that means the client manages, and orange means Oracle manages. Okay, so in this software as a service, everything is maintained by Oracle. Okay, so you might ask me, then how do we get an access? So it is basically a URL which is provided to you, and a user ID and password is provided to you. Simply you have to go to that particular URL, Okay, log in with the credentials that is provided to and you are good to go ahead with the use of all the applications that you have access to, or the applications which you have procured the licenses for. Okay, so that is as simple as that. Okay, so you don't have to worry about, as a customer, you don't have to worry about anything, nothing related to the storage, data centers, or networking of the applications, nothing. So this is all part of what software as a service. Okay, in a very layman terms, all applications would fall under software as a service. Okay, platform as a service. So what is this platform as a service? Platform as a service is something where I mentioned right in the earlier slide. Okay, we also need a platform and tool to create application and services. So apart from the softwares that are provided by Oracle, okay, there might definitely there will be a need to cater some specific business requirements which are not there in the softwares that are provided by Oracle. So what are those scenarios? Basically, what the softwares and applications that Oracle has developed or created, it is all based on the universal business practices, right? All the universal business practices that they have over a period of time they have researched about, and they have come up with the application. But then definitely there will be certain specific business requirements, okay, which are not part of the Oracle standard offerings. Okay, so in that case, you might want to create something or a certain application, okay, for your own business process, for your specific business process. So how do you handle that? So that is where you will have to buy the tools, okay, the platform as a service from Oracle, in order to be able to create those custom based applications or a custom applications for catering to the customer requirements. Okay, so that is where you see here in platform as a service, applications will be, these are blue, application and data, these are blue. That means application will be developed and managed by the client who is developing it. Okay, and data, again, the data in that also will be managed by the client who has purchased this license. But the other necessary things to run these applications, like the operating system, the server, storage, networking, all these are managed on cloud, at the Oracle's servers, or Oracle servers, you can say, Oracle networking, Oracle storage. Okay, everything is managed by Oracle. Okay, middlewares and operating systems, everything. Only thing that you will manage is the application which you have custom created, custom developed, and the data associated to it will be managed by you. Okay, in the software as a service, you don't have access to manage the data. Okay, so it was entirely different when it was on premise earlier. So this was the on premise was the I hope you understand, it was the earlier versions of the Oracle ERP, where database also was there at the client place, so everything could be managed. They could do anything on with the applications or the data database, data, everything. Okay, but in this case, it is not something which client can handle. Okay, in software as a service, it is everything managed by Oracle. They don't have access to do anything on the in any aspects. Okay, only thing is that they can use the applications. Now in case of platform, I hope you understood, it is the application developed by a client as per their requirement. Data is again managed by them, but everything else would be managed by Oracle. Okay, now infrastructure as a service, this was actually taken as part of on-premise. So it was a mix of what? It was a mix of things managed by Oracle and things managed by client. So application, data, runtime, middleware, so operating systems, these things were managed by client, and the remaining ones, the server, storage, networking, everything was managed by Oracle. So this was a mix, infrastructure as a service. But this infrastructure as a service was primarily used in case of on-premise model. Okay, right now everything is on cloud, and this is where you will see everything is software as a service and platform as a service. Okay, so everything right now is software as a service and platform as a service, since cloud deployment model, Fusion has been deployed on cloud and entirely on these platforms. Okay, just now to understand a bit on the environment releases. Now we will be entirely understanding on Oracle Fusion cloud, the SaaS and the PaaS. From that point of view only, we will be looking at, because that is what we are currently having. Okay, Oracle is releasing everything as a SaaS and PaaS licenses. Okay, now Oracle cloud environment. It is very important to understand the cloud environment. So just like any software, okay, it has its beginning. There are it started off with maybe some version. Okay, later on new features got added over a period of time. Okay, all those things happens, right, over a life cycle of a particular software. Okay, similar to that, Oracle Cloud is also what a set of software applications and everything, right? So in that case also, you will be able to see there are certain releases. Okay, there are certain releases which were old releases. Currently, there are certain releases which is going on. Okay, and all these things, it is quite important to understand. Okay, so let us have a understanding on the environment releases. Okay, so if you look at the Fusion release history, okay, the first Oracle Fusion application, it was rolled out in 2011. Okay, so that is where that was the year in which it was rolled out, and then it started off with release 1. Okay, the release for the applications, it started off with release 1. Okay, at that point of time, it was on premise and cloud. It was there in both models. Okay, both deployment models. Okay, at initial, during those stages, release 1, release 2, release 3, over the period of time, these were all the releases that you see. Okay, release 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, up to that, it was on premise and cloud model. But then starting from release 11 onwards, everything is on cloud. Okay, release 11 onwards, everything is on cloud. And currently, the version that we are working on, okay, or the current release, it's release 13, which first it was rolled out in 2017. And then this is the static release that has been going on, okay, for quite some time. We don't know about future, but yes, as of now, this is what the static one is. Why this is static? Because this is the most stable release for Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, which has now been in a very good position. It is, it is very stable, and it has been able to cater to all the business requirements, as you can see in current or today's business world. Okay, so that is where this is the release 13. It rolled out in 2017, and now we see the versions of it. Okay, there are many versions that have come up since the start of release 13 as well. Okay, now let me show you. Let us have a look at the application screen page or the login page, and just let us log into the application. Okay. So as something I mentioned earlier, right? The Oracle Cloud applications are all, something which is not to be installed anywhere. It is just a URL. Okay, so this is how the URL would look like. Okay, and this is called instance URL. Okay, and then you will be given certain user ID and password as credentials, which will help you to log into the cloud applications. Okay. So this is the welcome page, and you will see a lot many things here. Lot many icons and everything that you will see, which we will understand in our coming sessions. But for starters, I will show you how you can see the version, the release and version of this particular instance or the application that we are currently using. Okay. Let me open some other instance. This seems to be a bit slow. Okay. All right, so let us have a look at this. So if I look at this about this application, you will be able to see 22D 11.13.22.10.0. So this is something which indicates, the release and the version of the Oracle Fusion Cloud applications. Now, it is quite important to understand, what does this stand for? Okay, so first of all, to understand the version upgrade policy. Okay, it is a quarterly version upgrade for Oracle Cloud Financial Application. So every quarter, they come up with a new version. Okay, and they roll out a new version, with certain enhancements, certain new features. Okay, like that. So that is their upgrade policy, quarterly upgrade policy. Okay, now if you look at this, version name, how it is designed. Okay, so this 11 in this bracket, the 11. This one stands for the year in which Fusion's application started. So I told you, right? It started in the year 2011. So that is where it indicates 2011. This 11 stands for 2011 when it was first rolled out. Okay, this 13 stands for the current release, the most static release, which is release 13. Okay, it stands for 13, stands for the release 13. Okay, now the remaining part, okay, stands for the year and the month, the quarter, first quarter in which the quarter, the first period in which the version was released. Okay, so this is 22. 22 stands for the year 2022. Okay, and this one, okay, 10. This stands for what? The month in which the version upgrade happened. Okay, so now 22D. Okay, this is also something that is that is indicative of the version. Okay, so 22D means year 22 and D means the version. Okay, D stands for the quarter, the fourth quarter. Okay, so let us understand in detail here. Okay, so as I mentioned, it is 22A, 22B, 22C, okay, 22D, similarly 23A, 23B, 23C, 23D, like this, the versions would be. 22 stands for what? The year. A stands for the first quarter. So Jan to March, this is the first quarter, and every release that comes in Jan to March will be tagged as A. Okay, and then April to June, it will be tagged as B. June to July to September, it will be C, and October to December, it will be D. Okay, so this is the version. The version name is consisting of the year and the quarter in which the upgrade happened. Okay, now coming days, you will see the version as 23A. Okay, because we are in the first quarter of 2023, and there is already a upgrade that has happened. So this application is not yet upgraded. Okay, the upgrade will be in process. So once it is upgraded, you will see it as 23A. Okay, that means the year 2023 and the first quarter in which the upgrade was rolled out. Okay, I hope you now understand. So in this case, it is the month. Inside this, it will be showing the month in which it was rolled out, but the prefix, which is 22D, or you will see 23A now moving forward. So that stands for again the version itself. So 23A. Okay, the 2023 and the first quarter, which is tagged as A. This is how you identify the version releases. Okay, let us move ahead. Now, Oracle applications, okay, under SaaS, what are the on the SaaS on the SaaS platform, what are the applications that you generally see? For human capital management, these are all the, it is a bit blurry, but since this is something which was so huge, I had to squeeze it in the slide. So you can see here human capital management, enterprise resource planning. Now under human capital management also, you have many applications. So these are all the applications that cater or that come under the umbrella of human capital management applications under SaaS, on SaaS platform, you can say. Okay. Now you see here global human resource, talent management, workforce reward, HCM analytics, HCM cloud for mid-size. So these are all, some things which you can see, workforce management. Okay. Then in case of enterprise resource planning, okay, ERP as they have categorized it, you will find applications for financials. Okay. Then certain advanced applications, then applications for project management. Okay. Similarly, application for risk management, procurement. Okay, these are all part of the enterprise resource planning. Okay, now something else which you can very much relate to, which is supply chain management. Okay, it is inventory management, logistics, maintenance, manufacturing, order management. Okay, then procurement, then supply chain planning. Okay, so these are all the sub applications or modules, as you can say it, under the supply chain applications in SaaS. Okay, so all the application that Oracle provides are provided as part of the SaaS licensing, okay? Software as a service. The word itself says software as a service. Okay, so all of these applications that Oracle provides come under the umbrella of SaaS, and licenses have to be procured for using these applications for SaaS on the SaaS platform. Okay. So this was a gist of the SaaS application. Now, in case of PaaS, I told you, right? PaaS is something which helps businesses to design or develop custom applications and cater to their custom requirements, manage custom data related to those applications that they develop. So in such cases, they will have to get the licenses of PaaS. Now under PaaS, there are many tools, okay, which they can use, which they will basically use in development of the applications or in development of their respective custom designs. Okay, so you can see here application development tools. Okay, Java, mobile, digital assistants. These are all something which can be utilized. Okay, which in the PaaS platform to develop their own applications and manage their own data. To manage data, they have data management tools. Okay, all these are something which they can utilize as part of PaaS licensing. Okay, this is just to explain or give you a bit of an idea on these aspects. Okay, what all these include. Now our main focus is on the SaaS applications. Why? Because we are going to train on, from a financial perspective, financial management perspective, we are going to train on financial applications. Okay, now therefore we will only be looking at what? The SaaS platform, okay, which has all the applications. Okay, now this is just a gist of all the Fusion applications, higher level that you can see. Okay, for financial management, there are applications called General Ledger, accounts payable, asset management, payments and collection, accounts receivable, cash and expense management. So this is under the financial management. Then we have human capital management. These are all the applications. Customer relationship management. These are some of the applications that you can see. For supply chain, you will see inventory, cost management, shipping and receiving. Okay, these are all something which you will see under supply chain. Procurement more or less can be tagged as part of supply chain itself. Okay, then project portfolio management is something which for handling the projects. Okay, then there are certain other things for governance, risk and compliance. So there are tools, there are applications which they have come up with. So these are all for your understanding of Fusion applications that I'm just explaining. All right, now our key area, which is the Oracle Cloud Financials suite on which we will be training in coming days. But yeah, this is to just give you an idea of what all are part of Oracle Cloud Financial suite. Okay, these are categorized into core modules and other modules, or you can say advanced modules. Okay, so what are the core modules or core applications? You can say under the financial applications, it is general ledger, accounts payable, fixed assets, accounts receivable, cash management, expenses. What is general ledger? General ledger is for maintaining the consolidated, books of accounts. Okay, basically entire accounting aspect would be maintained or managed. Okay, the main part, okay, will be managed in general ledger application. Okay, then accounts payable. So accounts payable is to cater to the functions of the accounts payable department. Okay, so that is where they have Oracle has the accounts payable application in itself. Then fixed assets. Fixed assets is to manage the fixed asset related activities, transactions, and then the resulting accounting activities. Okay, so under fixed assets manage fixed assets. Then accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is to manage the data and transactions related to the receivables department. So this is again a department, right, which is called the collections department. Maybe it is called the receivable department. By different names it is called in the business. Okay, which is mainly to handle the customer related transactions, right? Then cash management. Cash management is another application which is for specifically designed for handling the cash flows. Okay, that is the bank funds that is received in by the business, the funds that are going out of the business, the bank reconciliation activities. Okay, bank transfer activities. Okay, then a forecasting of the cash flows. All these activities basically are part of the cash management. So that is where there is a module in itself. Okay, which are, so all the cash related or the fund related activities which are not part of these account payable and accounts receivable application will be there in the cash management. Now, expenses, again, a module which is there to handle the expense management. Okay, the expense, basically, what do you understand by an expense? So basically the employee expenses. Okay, the employee, the employees, they raise, request for funds, right? So in case of a marketing department, marketing employees, basically they need to go on tour, so they need fund. So for their expenditures, so they will raise what? They will raise a request for funds, which gets approved, and then there is a fund that is dispersed to them. Then they come back from their business trip, they submit their expense receipt or vouchers, and then which is what do you say, tied up against the fund that they have been fund has that has been released to them, right? So those are nothing but the it can be called as claim adjustments, or later on reimbursements are also made for certain expenditures for which they did not have an advance fund. So all these activities related to employee expenses are managed in the expense module. Okay, so that is also kind of an advanced module that is there. Okay, but the core modules are these: general ledger, accounts payable, fixed asset, account receivable, cash management. Okay, and then these are the advanced one: intercompany, for handling the intercompany transactions. Okay, advanced collections. So in receivable department, there is something called a collection department, which separately you know uh, works on strategizing the collection activities, all those things, right? So that is there. Advanced collection is a module that they have, Oracle has come up with, okay, to help them in the collections process. Then tax. So to maintain, or to provide the to facilitate the tax related transactions. Okay, the tax related components, there is an application for tax. Okay, then Fusion Accounting Hub is something which is very advanced. Will not go into that, even explaining. Then revenue management, for managing the revenues. Okay, then lease accounting for managing the lease related activities, lease related transactions. Joint venture management, for joint venture businesses. Okay, to manage their transactions, to manage their business processes and activities. Basically, this is the application that is provided by Oracle under the Oracle Cloud Financial suite. Okay, now, as I mentioned, Oracle Cloud Financials is what it is based on the different best practices, and which is brought together, like, and it is a host of activities, or host of things that you can perform in the cloud financial applications, and they are seamlessly integrated. That is one of the best things about the Oracle cloud applications, okay, because they are catering to almost all business processes. Okay, that is why they have applications for almost handling almost all business activities, and which are seamlessly integrated with each other. Okay, so definitely, none of the departments can work in isolation, right? None of the department, let's say procurement cannot work in isolation. There are, along with procurement activities, there comes the financial impact. Okay, so that is why, whatever data that you manage in procurement that is related to purchase order and everything has to ultimately, some of the data needs to flow into the payables. Why? Because the later end is handled by payables department, who are responsible for disbursing out the payments. Okay, who are responsible to book the invoices. So that is where there is an integration with procurement and payables module. Okay, so that is what I was talking about. There is a seamless integration. Okay, depending upon the cross business functionalities. Okay, the dependent business functionalities between different departments, there is an integration. So this particular picture, it actually explains only the integrations between the cloud financial applications. But if you ask me, it is even integrated to these financial applications are also have a connection or a seamless integration with project management also, because project is also something, a business activity, and again it has some financial implications, some financial impacts. Okay, some financial transactions associated to it. That is where project related information also comes to uh, the cloud financial applications, and vice versa. Some finance related the project financial related thing would get integrated to the Oracle projects application. So that is where I'm again emphasizing that it is an integrated and a seamlessly integrated design, or a seamlessly integrated uh, uh, way of applications which work, okay, depending upon the interdependent or the cross business functionalities. So this is just for the financial modules that we can see. Assets. Okay, so payables is where payables will receive an invoice, and then for the asset related purchases, and that information related to the assets will flow to the asset application to manage the asset related transactions. Like, once you have the purchase the asset, you need to what? You need to depreciate the asset. Okay, then there is an accounting related to that. Similarly, you need to transfer the asset. So transfer is again a transaction in asset. So this is how it is integrated between. So from payable, first of all, in the initial stages, the asset related information would flow to the asset management module, and then the remaining activities related to the asset will be carried out in the asset module. So this is how it is integrated. Now coming to payables and cash management integration. What does this mean? So basically, you make payments. So payable department will make payments and use the payable application to disburse out the payment. But the remaining leg, okay, once the payments have been cleared, okay, you receive a statement from bank, right? And then you have to tally it out. Okay, that means the bank statement, you will match it against your records of payment. So what is that? Nothing but the bank reconciliation. So that reconciliation activity, okay, is done in cash management. So basically in cash management, all the data related to payments will flow. Okay, so that is where this particular thing, you can see arrows. This indicates that there is an integration between payable and cash management. Okay, so just like that, all the other applications, receivables also has an integration with cash management. Receivable also has an integration with payable for some of the transactions. So that is why it is all integrated and interrelated. And then the transactions are being performed in these applications, and whatever underlying, accounting things, okay, the accounting aspects are generated in a middle layer called subledger account. Okay, so subledger accounting is an engine that facilitates all the accounting for the transactions that is basically recorded in these applications or modules. Okay, and then finally, what this engine would do, it will push the accounting data to general ledger, which is the storehouse for all the accounting data of the business. General ledger is the storehouse, you can say, for all the accounting related aspects of the business. Okay, so this is just to help you understand the flow. So transactions happen in these application. All accounting and financial, monetary impact related to that from an accounting perspective gets the accounting gets generated or is facilitated by this particular layer called the subledger accounting engine, which in turn, once the accounting is generated for these transactions, it would consolidate all of them together and push it to GL, and where the final financials or the accounting data is maintained for the business. Okay, all right. Now, as part of our course, okay, in coming days, we will cover what? We cannot cover everything. Okay, so this is kind of a training which is actually focused at helping you out, or training you on the core modules. Okay, without these core modules, none of the other modules can work. The advanced modules cannot work in isolation. Okay, for that the base or the core application are to be configured. Okay, so that is why it is crucial to have a basic, or let's say have a training on these core applications, and then later on, as and when you work in the organization that are rendering these implementation services, you will explore, or you will be able to explore on the other application. You will be able to learn the other applications. Okay, but this is the key. So that is where our course is designed. The cloud financial training course is designed to give you a training on all the core modules. Okay, which is general ledger, accounts payable, fixed assets, accounts receivable, cash management, and to some extent the tax, because tax has an implication in accounts payable, accounts receivable. So from that perspective, the basic configuration of tax, that also we will cover as part of this course. Okay, to deep dive into the course offerings. Okay, so you see here GL. As part of GL, these are all the configurations you will be looking at. So now to understand what we are, or the objective of this training is. See, the objective of the training is to make you, to train you on the configurational aspects. Okay, so basically business, they are performing the transactions, but on the backdrop, there are certain configuration that need to be done, okay, for business users to be able to use these applications. Okay, so that is where the configurations are required. So we will be understanding as part of this course what are the configurations that are required, okay, to make the application functional for business users to use. Okay, for to carry out their day-to-day business transactions and activities. So what are the backdrop configurations that we will have an understanding for each application? Okay, and then we will understand the transactional processes. So once we have configured the application, then we will also see the transactional activities. So what are the different types of transactions that we can perform? Okay, we will be looking at all the basic, transactions. We will be covering all the basic transactions or the basic cycles of transactions for our understanding. Okay, so two things that you will be learning on. You will be learning to do the configurations of each application, and also you will be learning to carry out the business processes. Okay, without understanding business processes, there is no use of these things. Okay, the configuration. So basically you need to have an understanding of both. Okay, because that is what something we are training for. Okay, so in our, as an end user, okay, we generally are not bothered about what is going on in the backdrop. But yeah, without the backdrop activities, you cannot use the ERP to carry out your business processes. So both things we will need to understand. So from GL perspective, you saw all those activities. What are those? Accounting, sorry, accounting calendars, then currencies, then chart of accounts, okay, then ledgers, all those how we can set up, and then how we can utilize it to carry out the business transactions from GL perspective. From AP perspective, again, the same way. We will see all the configurational components, how to do the configurations, and then we will see how to do the transactional activities for AR, for fixed assets, for cash management, okay, then tax. Okay, all these things we will see. Some technical aspects we will have a look at. So what are those? Security administration. Okay, so basically, it is not something like all people will be given what all accesses. So there are certain security aspects with each ERP and software applications that come into picture, right? So how to do that security administration? Okay, what is the underlying concept behind it? We will understand those. Then we will see, there are some things called, file-based data loader or spreadsheet loader, okay, which are actually facilitating the transactional upload activities or import activities for integration purposes. Okay, so we will have a understanding on that. Then certain reporting tools, okay, OTBI, FRS, Smart View, these are specifically for financials, okay, that we will understand. Okay, uh, so these are some of the technical components that we will have a look at. Okay, but rest of everything we will see from an application perspective, the application configuration and then performing the transactions. Okay, now just to give you a brief idea on the work profiles. Okay, since we are going to train on these applications, we also need to have a little idea on the work profiles that we have as part of the Oracle, when you work in an Oracle industry, Oracle related, ERP industry. Okay. So what is that? There are certain roles that you would carry out. Oracle functional team, then there is an Oracle technical team and end user team. Now, what is an Oracle functional team? Basically, uh, a team who has the understanding of business processes. So let's say finance person, okay, who has the understanding of the finance related activities, the account related activities of the business, and who are also, who are also trained on handling the configurations related to the financial application. Okay, they will be the part of Oracle finance functional team. Okay, so basically they are people who are uh, you know, I would put it in this way, like, who are the business process experts and also who are, designated to configure the applications. Okay, there is no coding, okay, that is carried out by any functional team. On the other hand, there is a technical team, okay, and technical team is mainly a team which is, uh, you know, consisting of all the technical people whose main task is coding activities. Okay, who are, using certain, coding languages to develop, reports, or maybe, develop certain custom applications to cater to the custom requirements of. So wherever, there is a coding related knowledge required, that is where the technical people would come in, and they are categorized as technical team, Oracle technical team. And then there is an end user. End users are who? The business people, okay, who are basically using the application. So these are the role that is on a high level I have just categorized for your initial understanding. Okay, when you work in a particular business, this is where you will see the teams. Okay, now what are we training for? As part of this course, we are training to be Oracle functional team, because we are understanding the configurations that are required, and with respect to each of the application, and then how or what are the business processes that are getting covered, or that are being carried out in the ERP as part of the with respect to each of the applications and modules of finance. Okay, so that is where we are training for, primarily for this role, Oracle functional team. Okay, now work profiles. Okay, what are the work profiles? These are the roles which we, by which it is categorized. Now work profiles are what? Basically, there are work profiles are categorized into three phases largely, okay, which is implementation, support, and testing, you can say. So implementation is what? Basically, a phase where business, let's say, has purchased the license for ERP, and then there is a team who will go in, the Oracle functional team or the technical team, okay, they will go in, they will understand the different business requirements, okay, and then they will configure the application as per to facilitate their business requirements. Okay, so that is where basically what they are doing, they are implementing the software, okay, for the business. So that is the work profile of an implementation. Okay, support is what? Support is something once the implementation has been done, okay, on the for a particular customer or a client. Okay. After that, on a regular basis, they will need support. Okay. So just like, in our homes also, okay, we have our electrical appliances that are installed. Okay. After that, it doesn't stop there. If there is any maintenance work, or, if there is any glitches that happen, then we call the support team. Basically, the maintenance team is the support team. Okay. They would come in and help us out with sorting the issues, right? Similarly, in case of or ERP as well, once the software has been installed, okay, has been implemented, then there is a support phase that comes into picture, where on a regular basis in their day-to-day life of the business, they will need support. Okay. Support with various activities to explore new functionalities, or to help them out with their issues that they are facing, or any glitches that they are facing in the software. So that is where a work profile of support is also there. Okay. So many of the companies, they provide implementation services, they provide support services, and some of the companies, they provide testing services, and some of them provide all of these activities, all of these services. So testing is what? So there is a designated testing team which is there to test out, okay, whether whatever has been implemented, okay, is working as per the expectation of the business. Okay. Or in case of custom developments, okay, so there was a custom application that business had to develop. Now, once it has been developed, it has to be tested out, right? So there is a specific testing team who would sit in to test out the application. So this is also category, there is a work profile associated to it. Okay. So this is where I just wanted to give you a brief explanation on the work profiles that are there in this industry. Okay. Now, it is also important to understand the companies who are involved in these activities, okay, in the implementation, support, and similarly product selling activities. So in our case, we are looking at the Oracle ERP, right? So basically the product, the software, Oracle ERP application is developed by Oracle Corporation, okay? And services. So just by providing the software, it doesn't end there. That software has to be configured, installed, configured, right? So basically that is where many players are involved in that service providing activity, service providing business. So who are those? Big Fours. All the big four companies are providing the application implementation and support and testing services, the work profile that we saw. Okay. So they are into, big fours are into these services. Similarly, Oracle itself has its own another company called Oracle Consulting, okay, which is again giving this services of implementing, supporting, and testing all those activities. Then there are some other companies, the known players, IBM, Infosys, Wipro. Okay, all these are other names which you definitely know, but probably many of you might not be knowing what kind of services that they are into. Okay, I'm not saying all of you. Definitely, many of you are from maybe Oracle background itself, maybe in technical team who want to know the financial team. Therefore, you are joining for this course. Okay, many who are working in maybe some other ERP softwares. Many of you might be end users, but I'm not saying that all of you don't know. A majority of you might be knowing it, but some of you might not know it. What are they into? What are these companies into? So this is one of the services that they are providing. Implementation of Oracle ERP softwares. Okay, then supporting the Oracle ERP software services. Similarly, testing. Okay, so these are the services in which these companies are involved in. This is just the industry graphics or the graph statistics which I wanted to give you a gist of. So, so almost all industries are using Oracle ERP. Oracle ERP is the leading ERP. Okay, right now from a product perspective, it is the most stable, one of the most, I would not say it is the only, but one of the most stable, software service providers from an ERP perspective in the industry. Okay, so all industries, IT, healthcare, hospitality, telecommunication, financial services, shipping, every industry you see, you will find Oracle ERP being used. Okay. So this is just an implementation methodology. I said, right, there is a work profile of implementation. Okay. So as functional consultants, okay, you will be working in any of these, but majorly we are training, from an implementation standpoint of view, because that is where your work of configuring the application comes up. Okay. So that is where it is important to understand or just have an idea of the implementation methodology, or what are the phases in which the implementation is being done, okay, for the businesses once they enter into the implementation process. Okay, so first of all, there is a phase called project readiness. I will just give you a gist. Okay, we'll not go in depth. You can see for yourself. Okay, there are many stages under each of the phases. So these are all phases. Okay, readiness checklist. Under that, project readiness is checked. Project work plan, high business analysis. So basically, understanding the business requirements. Okay, and then designing certain solutions. Okay, solutions in the ERP for the business processes to be handled. So that is the place where solution designing as a phase comes in. Okay, where we as implementation team would design the solution. Okay, then solution is finalized. So basically, once the solution is designed, the demonstration of the solution is being given to the client on the cloud ERP. Okay, where there are many sessions conducted, and then the solution is finalized. Once the solution is finalized, and before we can hand over the applications for business use, there needs to be a training phase, right? Business users are to be trained, okay, how to use the application, or how to carry out the transactions. So business users, they will be taught to carry out the transactions, and some of the administration people will be given the training on the configuration. Okay, just like now you are training, right, for configuring as well as for transactional purposes, or the transactional activities we will be training, right? Similarly, business users also need to be trained. Okay, so that is where the training phase comes up. And then maintaining the documents related to all the configurations that you have made. Okay, we need to maintain the documents, so there is a specific layout that is followed. Okay, so those things are all, this is the last stage. Once it has been configuration document has been prepared, then there is a final stage called transition and realization. Transition and realization is basically what stage where we have implemented everything, the solutions we have demonstrated to the business on the ERP, and then they have given their consent, final consent, we have trained them, and then finally we are handing over the applications for business for their regular business use. That is the stage of transition and realization. Okay, so this is just for your understanding, to understand what is the work profile that basically we are training for. Okay, what is the objective of our training, of having configuration or learning about the configurations, and learning about the transactional processes. Okay, so this is the profile that we are training for. Okay, that's it from my side. Kumar, I hand it over to you for taking up the remaining part.
Yeah, thank you, Chandhu. Thank you very much for your session today. Let me share back my screen. So now I want to introduce to you, like, what are the course deliverables? I mean, what are the modules that we are going to cover in this curriculum that Chandhu covered? Now let me explain you what are the course offerings that we are going to provide you as part of this particular program. So first, I will talk about the timings and the schedule of this particular course. So we will be having the sessions in a week, Monday to Saturday, and the timings will be morning 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So today we have a demo at 8 a.m. as it is a weekend today, but the sessions or the regular sessions will start from Monday. So today is 21st January. So from 23rd January onwards, we are going to start our regular sessions. That is from Monday starting with, and the timings will be every day 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday to Saturday. And in this course delivery, the total duration will be 85 hours or 80 plus hours, close to 85 we can say, and the duration will last for 2.5 months. 2.5 months, and the total number of man hours will be 80 plus hours. And in these offerings, you are going to get video access to the course for lifetime. So once you get enrolled with us, you will be getting created with the account in our website, where the sessions will be uploaded on a daily basis. So once you go to the website, let me log out. Okay, let's say let me sign in with any of the existing candidate. So you can log into our website and then you can find your profile here, and whatever the course that you are enrolled for, you can watch the sessions every day from here. You can go to the enrolled course here, and then this is for the HCM participant, but you will also get the same related course access, so that you can find every day whatever the sessions that will be uploading day by day. You can watch them in the e-learning portal that we are having. So this access will be there for lifetime. There is no restriction that only 6 months or 1 year like that. Once you get enrolled in this course, along with the regular live training every day, what Chandru will be teaching in the morning, the session will get uploaded within 2 hours of the session completes, so that it will be there with you for lifetime. Once we give the user ID and password, you can reset the password to the course and you can have that access for lifetime. So in future, when you are working in the organization, some point of time, if you want to refer back the course, or you want to, let's say when you joined, only you got the opportunity to work for 1 or 2 modules. But later, some point of time, new project you have been tagged and you have to explore to the another module where we have to. So as of now, whatever the course delivery that we are giving, whatever the modules that we are going to cover, everything will be available to you for lifetime. And coming to the server access for practicing, or we can call it as instance access, that is Oracle Fusion Financial's latest instance access will be provided to you for 5 minutes. And we're going to provide maximum the stable environments. And also we have the refreshable environments also. In due course of time, you'll be understanding what is a refresh environment and what is a stable environment. So that instance access for practicing will be given to you for 5 minutes. A part of these, all the standard materials for each of the module in Fusion Financials will be provided. And also we will help you with interview preparations as well. So the interview.
Sorry to interrupt, Kumar, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, sorry. Am I audible now, Chandru?
It is a bit more, it's not clear still.
1 second. Am I audible now?
Yes, better.
Yeah, thank you. So we are also going to help you with the materials access as well. For each and every module, we are going to provide the materials. And also we are going to support you with the interview preparation as well. It might be freshers or it might be experienced people. The interview preparation will start with resume preparation, and then we will be providing you the interview questions for each module. And also we are going to provide you the assignments for each module, the real-time assignments. And also we will be getting the requirements from the companies in the market, like with whom we are partnered with. Basically every month HRs will reach to us for the trained student profiles. So they will ask for the experienced people, and also they will ask for the freshers also. So from our side also, initially, once we complete the training, we will be taking the mock interviews, and then we will evaluate your professional skills, like what is the, what is your learning that which you have gone through in all these 2 or 2.5 months. So we'll conduct the mock interviews and we will make you understand like where you are lagging and where you have to improvise and what type of questions that will come in interviews. That all will be brushed up to you before sharing your profiles to the companies. So from our side, we are going to share the profiles where the interviews will get scheduled, and we can able to attend for the interviews and clear our interviews to get the job. So this is about the interview preparation. That is a activity which will start once we complete our course curriculum, like the 2.5 months of course. Once we complete, then we can start with these activities as well. So these are the ideal offerings that you are going to get once you get enrolled with this course. So today we had a demo. On Monday, you can join the class with the same meeting link, but the timings will be morning 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So today you joined at 8 a.m. From Monday onwards, the regular sessions will start with timings of 7 to 8 a.m. So you can use the same Zoom meeting link which you use it for today's session, and you can join the session on Monday as well. Okay. So a part of this, if anyone want to do certification or something like that, basically certification is not mandatory in Oracle ERP technologies. Basically, as far as at least India is concerned, companies will not ask for certification mandatorily, unlike Workday, how they're asking. But if at all anyone want to do certification, we are also going to help them with the latest dumps which are available with us. Dumps means the question and answers will be readily available. Whatever the exam that you are going to write for, whatever the module you want to get certified, we will be having the question and answers readily available with us. Maximum 95% of the questions will come same as it is that whatever we are giving to you. You can even get benefit out of that as well. But if anyone interested to do that, that is not mandatory to proceed. Freshers, absolutely fine. No need to go ahead with that. You can leave that concept. Okay. So this is about the course offerings that we are going to provide. Now, any questions in today's demo? Now, over to you, Chandhu. You can address the Q&A now.
Yes, please. Some of you have questions. You can ask me one by one.
Dayanand here.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.